Yo. Did not want to make this video. Been thinking about this for a long time now and procrastinating on it because it's not something that I wanted to really I don't know, it's not something that I wanted to talk about or like sound negative. I need some help, guys. I need some help. There's a couple things I want to talk about. 5 things I want to talk about actually today. 5 points that I would like to make. So I'll make them brief. And for those of you guys who have been loyal viewers and subscribers, or have you been on the channel for a long time, I'm sure you'll probably watch more of this than like a casual viewer. So appreciate you guys giving me a few minutes of your time. But there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Number 1, anyone who again has been part of the channel for a while, it's pretty glaringly obvious that as of the last probably 3 months, there's been some struggles restructuring the channel, changing from doing what we used to do, which was primarily live streaming, doing tournaments, hosting tournaments for people, now to transitioning to doing only regular videos, regular uploads, like a 10 to 15 minute upload instead of hours of streaming. Now, the reason why I stopped doing lots of tournaments and streaming tournaments and hosting tournaments and whatnot is because back in, okay, so like December, January, February, that's what everyone wanted. That's what a lot of people wanted. There was a lot of people doing it, a lot of people wanting it, a lot of people watching, subscribing. That's how my channel initially blew up, was from people wanting that type of content and that type of a channel that offers that type of opportunity to get into like free tournaments and stuff all the time. So that was me putting my cards into one basket and seeing that was what was really taking off and focusing solely on that. And unfortunately, after about like March, April, maybe like April, everything just kind of stopped. Like people stopped wanting free tournaments, people stopped watching channels that had lots of tournaments, they stopped subscribing to people that had lots of tournaments. And I think people got bored of doing tournaments all the time because, as you guys know, Clash Royale hasn't done any type of improvement in the tournament system for a long time, and it's just honestly not really too worth it for a lot of people to spend an hour for very little reward. I know a lot of people have been talking about that for quite a while, and Clash Royale, unfortunately, as of now, still doesn't have an ETA on fixing it. They said it's on the back burner until they work on a bunch of other updates. So that's why we started the whole transition. Not to mention that long term for a channel, you can't continue to grow by solely doing tournaments, because as I realized as I got bigger, you start to reach a threshold of where you can't fulfill the amount of spaces in a tournament as the amount of people that are trying to come to your channel for that tournament. So I can only, like, even if I'm doing 1,000 player tournaments, which I did every week, that's only 1,000 people that can make it in, but I have more than 1,000 subscribers. So that means there was constantly this state of people coming and being let down because they couldn't make it into a tournament. And even when I was doing almost every single day tournaments, you just, again, as you grow and grow and grow, you can't keep up. Even if you did 1,000 player tournaments every day, like, you're gonna have more than 1,000 subscribers. So the end goal, you can never have an end goal of solely only doing tournaments. You have to have something else to keep people that came to your channel for, for tournaments or for whatever, long term. So that's where like regular videos would come into play, showing like deck strategies and tips and tricks and whatnot. But the problem is there's a couple issues, and again, I was a noob when all this stuff was going on. I just got bombarded with all this huge growth, and I didn't really know anything about YouTube. But now looking back at it, I probably wouldn't have really done tournaments, just because there's a couple of problems that it causes. Number 1, it makes your watch time really bad, and YouTube, in their algorithm, their genius algorithm that determines how to promote, what channels to promote and that type of thing, one of the things they look at that's really important is watch time, which is the amount of time that somebody spends watching one of your uploads, whether it's a regular video or a tournament. And watch time on tournaments is really low because a lot of times people are coming, they're trying to get the password to get into the tournament, then they leave the stream and they go and they play in the tournament, and so they're not watching for 3, 4, 5+ minutes at a time. It's usually 1 to 2 minutes getting the password and then dipping out. And so having low watch time negatively affects your channel. Also, when you do tournaments, lots of times you'll get people that want to subscribe to get a pop-up on the screen, and they'll make another account, or they'll say, oh, Savage is the best, oh, best Savage fan ever, or whatever. So they make a whole bunch of these accounts, but then what happens is that as time goes on, YouTube realizes that they're inactive accounts, or accounts that don't watch what you post because they're not somebody's main account or whatever. So then it purges that, so you end up losing all those subscribers anyways. Plus then it also shows YouTube that out of these people that subscribed, they're not all clicking, even though some of them are fake accounts, they're not all clicking on your videos. So then it thinks that people don't want to watch your stuff. So it's this whole like nasty mess of slowly but surely putting a bunch of red flags for YouTube to think, oh, people don't want to watch this channel. So that's point number one that I wanted to make. Unfortunately, I've been transitioning since like June. It's been like going on 3 months now, and it's a hard transition, going from doing all that now to only regular videos, because YouTube sees that like view counts and all these things and sub counts have lowered down as it's purging inactive accounts and all these different things. And then the watch time from the whole year before was a lot lower than it is now, but it still has that data in there. So it's like this weird phase of trying to figure out, oh, do people want to watch this channel or not? So this brings me to point number two. What have I done since to try and help with the transition between what I talked about before and then where the channel is at now with daily regular Clash Royale uploads, and then sometimes streaming, but making it something that people are going to want to watch, like trophy pushing or something, and not just free tournaments. Number one, I've spent a ton of time learning on improving thumbnails. Hopefully I do get a lot of positive feedback on thumbnails, because obviously if you have bad thumbnails, people aren't going to even click to your video to see if they want to subscribe or watch you long term. So I've spent a ton of time improving the quality of my thumbnails, which by the way I taught myself. Second, same with like video editing. I've spent a ton of time learning different ways to make it more enjoyable for somebody to watch. Even if you had two people and they both produce really great content, the person that has cooler, more interesting, funner video edits, or just different zoom effects, or like whatever, it's just more entertaining, because there's so many people doing Clash Royale. You have to somehow differentiate yourself and not just have your screen just flat the whole time and watching a battle, because especially in the state of current Clash Royale, where people are kind of starting to become bored of the game because it's been a long time since a balance change or an update, you have to have some kind of a visual enhancement to kind of differentiate yourself and pull people in to want to watch your stuff, even if it's just something kind of funny. All right, so another thing I've been working on is SEO. So for those of you guys who don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. And basically what that is the ease of people being able to find your channel. So if I searched for example, if I searched for best Hog Rider deck for Hog Mountain, if my video that I post, if I made one about that type of a thing, which I have recently, if it shows up like in the top 5 to 10 results when somebody searches for a generic thing like that, that means I'm doing well with search engine optimization, because people are able to enter a keyword and come to my video out of the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of videos that are on there. They're able to find mine. I spend a ton of time on search engine optimization, improving and learning different techniques and ways, and how the keywords interact between the description and the tags and the title and all those things, to get most of my videos to the point where they're usually showing up in the top of search engine results, whether it's Google or in YouTube. So those are kind of the high points of what I've been focusing on. That brings me to point number 3, which is how much time goes into a video every day, as well as just in general the channel per week. So the way that a video works, when I first started YouTube, and I think a lot of people feel this way, they think, oh, well, all you gotta do is just like record something really quick and post it. It's such an easy job, like, oh, you can make a bunch of money from doing nothing. So wrong, guys, so wrong. I easily spend 60+ hours a week on the channel, including videos, graphics, social media, responding to comments, different things like that, at least 60 hours a week. But a regular video, not only do you have to come up with a concept for the video, but once you start recording, barring any technical difficulties, which happen quite often, and you have to re-record a whole thing, it usually takes anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour to record, just to make sure you don't have any issues, setting up stuff, getting everything worked out, recording, and then being done. Then from that point, you still have to edit the video, which easily takes a couple of hours to edit, from splicing out all the dead spots, intros, outros, different effects, zoom, whatever, finding something kind of funny and adding it to the beginning to kind of entice people to show that there's this cool thing later on in the video. And then after a couple of hours of editing, then you start the process of uploading to YouTube, and then you work on a thumbnail, which easily takes another hour just to get the thumbnail. And from there, I usually spend about 30 minutes on the SEO, the search engine optimization stuff, searching out certain keywords, what's trending, all these things, figuring out which keywords and titles and all these things that will give my video the best chance of showing higher end results for that type of topic. So all in all, I probably spend each day on a video. I usually get started, I start recording at about 10 o'clock, and it's usually not posted until like 3 or 4 o'clock. So it's about 5 to 6 hours in total between recording, editing, thumbnail, SEO, posting, and then after that, then I'm also responding to comments. So it's kind of like 6 to 8 hours a day, 7 days a week on that. Now, for those of you guys who didn't know, this is not my job. This was something I started that was supposed to be like a hobby and something fun, and it kind of, with all the stuff that's been going on, it's kind of turned it from this like fun, cool thing to interact with people who also play Clash Royale and just enjoying what I'm doing, to now becoming, it feels like becoming a slave to a sinking ship because of all of this, you know, the problems with the YouTube algorithms, where everyone doesn't have an equal chance to have their videos succeed or not, because YouTube will hush, you know, they'll suppress a video that they think on a channel that isn't doing well, when in reality, like in my instance, the channel is transitioning from what it was to moving forward into the future for long-term success opportunities, versus the short-term, you know, buzz of tournaments, which haven't really been very popular and successful since like April of this year. So this brings me to my final point number 5, and that is, where do we go from here? So I've been struggling with what I want to do, because I don't want to spend, you know, 8 hours a day on something that's, again, it's not about like money, this isn't my job, but I don't want to spend 8 hours a day on something that's continuing to decline, and have this like stress and anxiety every day about like, oh my god, like, is this video gonna flop, or is it gonna do well, and then have it like affect me, like my state of mind outside of YouTube, whether it's, you know, my relationship with my fiance, or just like the quality of time I can spend and give to other people, because I'm just so consumed with like this, you know, this need to feel like I have to have like a certain amount of views, or else, you know, people are gonna be like, oh, you know, you have so many subs and so little views. And I know it's not like a matter of quality necessarily, because I've meticulously tried to improve on quality and compare myself to like what the standard is out there or whatever, but it's a matter of being able to figure out how to outsmart this YouTube algorithm, to figure out how to like still get my videos views, even though it's in a transitioning period where inactive subs are being purged because I don't do tournaments anymore, and the watch time is better now, but there's a long history of low watch time from the tournaments, and it's like all day long all I do is just walk around like a zombie. And I apologize to my fiance Sarah. I don't know if she's gonna watch this video or not, because I know she's had to take the brunt of my, you know, stress, and she doesn't like to see me kind of like frustrated about stuff. So I need help from you guys. Like, what do you want to see? Now, I know part of this might be maybe figuring out if there's something different you guys want to see, and then the other part of it is writing out this nasty period of time where I have to show X amount of months of more positive numbers before YouTube will get rid of all the past year or 8 months or whatever of not so great numbers, aside from views and subs, but like watch time and all that stuff is really bad from doing only the tournaments, because like I said, people don't watch for like a long period of time usually. So I would like to know what you guys want to see moving forward. If there's a certain type of thing that you guys would like to see, on the channel moving forward. And also, I mean, if there's things that you like, how about this? So if you guys let me know, comment down below, what are things that you like about the channel that we're doing now? What are some things you would like to see different about the channel? And I will continue. I think the future of Clash Royale YouTube channels as of the current state is continuing to focus on helping other people play better, whether it's showcasing certain decks that are working, certain strategies to countering certain cards. That seems to be what most people are looking for. So I hope this isn't a very long video, and I hopefully some of this stuff makes sense to you guys. And I know this is probably boring for some people, because it's probably going to be boring for me to watch back, but I just wanted to be real with you guys and let you know kind of where I am and how I stand right now as it relates to the channel, and my frustration and struggle with moving forward and figuring out how to not feel, how to go back to like enjoying what I'm doing again, because it's, as of late, like I haven't been enjoying it. And that's the whole reason again that I started this channel, was to just have like as a fun hobby and to just hang out and have fun with people that also play Clash Royale. But it's evolved to become this like stressful day-to-day grind of trying to like outsmart YouTube's whatever algorithms and stuff, and it's just, it hasn't been enjoyable for me. So this, I'm not gonna like, as of now, I'm not gonna upload anymore. I'm still gonna be uploading, but I think my mindset's gonna be a little bit different, and I don't know if that's gonna translate differently in videos. You guys will have to let me know if it seems different, but hopefully this makes sense to you guys. I would appreciate some feedback if you guys have some for me on things that you would like to see continued and or changed on the channel. Appreciate the support. There's some other things I could talk about, but I don't know that I would want to at this time, as it relates to like long-term like channel related stuff. So I guess we'll see kind of how this moves us forward, and if we're still having some issues or whatever rebounding as we transition the channel, then I might discuss some of the other things that I've been wanting to discuss for a while. So I just want to be transparent with you guys. Hopefully you understand. And thanks for those who have been with me for this whole journey so far. We've been over a year now and have a long way to go to get the channel back to where it was like view wise and growth wise back in like January, February, March. But I know we can do it. And again, thanks for all your support. And I guess that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, that's it. So stay savage, guys. Peace out.